Ancient Korea. The Three Kingdoms, a fascinating era in Korean history. The Korean Peninsula, a land of rugged mountains and fertile valleys, was home to three powerful kingdoms, Goguryeo, Baekje, and Silla. These kingdoms, each with their unique strengths and characteristics, played pivotal roles in shaping the history and culture of Korea. Goguryeo, the largest of the three, dominated the north and parts of Manchuria. Known for their fierce warriors and formidable fortresses, Goguryeo was a military powerhouse. Baekje, located in the southwest, emerged as a center of trade and culture. Its influence extended beyond Korea, impacting neighboring China and Japan through its advanced craftsmanship and vibrant trade routes. Silla, situated in the southeast, was known for its strategic diplomacy. By forging alliances with neighboring states, Silla played a crucial role in unifying the Korean peninsula. These kingdoms engaged in complex alliances, fierce rivalries, and numerous conflicts, yet they shared a common cultural heritage that bound them together. The Three Kingdoms period was a time of significant advancements in art, literature, and technology. Innovations from this era laid the foundation for future Korean cultural developments. Buddhism, introduced from China, spread rapidly across the peninsula. It profoundly impacted Korean philosophy, art, and architecture, leading to the construction of magnificent temples and the creation of exquisite Buddhist art. A unified kingdom, the Goryeo dynasty. By the 7th century, Silla unified the Three Kingdoms, marking a new era. Silla's reign was short-lived due to internal strife, leading to the rise of the Goryeo dynasty in 918. Goryeo, from which Korea's name is derived, established its capital in Gyeong. The Goryeo dynasty saw cultural brilliance and economic prosperity, fostering a vibrant Buddhist culture. Goryeo's celadon pottery and the world's first metal movable type printing press are notable legacies. Despite challenges from northern nomadic empires, Goryeo maintained a strong military presence. The Chosun dynasty, a golden age and growing isolation. In the late 14th century, General Yi Seong-gye, a prominent military leader, established the Chosun dynasty in 1392, marking the beginning of a new era in Korean history. The Chosun dynasty, ruling for over 5 centuries, implemented significant reforms that profoundly shaped Korean society, including land redistribution and the establishment of a centralized bureaucracy. Confucianism became the state ideology, emphasizing social harmony, filial piety, and education, which played a crucial role in maintaining societal order and stability. King Sejong the Great, one of the most revered monarchs, commissioned the creation of Hangul, the Korean alphabet, in 1443, revolutionizing literacy and making reading and writing accessible to the common people. Despite its early dynamism and cultural achievements, the Chosun dynasty gradually became insular, enacting policies that limited contact with the outside world and fostering a sense of isolation. This growing isolation left Korea vulnerable to the forces of 19th century imperialism, as the country was ill-prepared to deal with external threats and pressures. Nevertheless, the Chosun era saw a remarkable flourishing of Korean art, literature, and science, with advancements that continue to influence Korean culture to this day. Japanese colonial rule and the Korean struggle for independence. In 1910, Japan annexed Korea, beginning a brutal 35-year colonial rule. The Japanese aimed to erase Korean culture, imposing their language and political system. Koreans faced forced labor, economic exploitation, and discrimination. Despite this, Korean resistance remained strong, with nationalists organizing movements and protests. The March 1st movement in 1919 saw millions demand independence, met with brutal repression. This movement galvanized Korean nationalism, inspiring further resistance. Division and war. The Korean peninsula split in two, a division that would shape the region's future. After World War II, Korea was divided along the 38th parallel, with Soviet forces occupying the north and US forces stationed in the south. This division was meant to be temporary but quickly became permanent. This division led to the creation of two separate states, North Korea and South Korea, each with its own government and ideology. In 1950, North Korea under Kim Il-sung invaded South Korea, aiming to unify the peninsula under communist rule, starting the Korean War. The US and a UN coalition intervened to support the South, while China entered the war to aid the North, turning the conflict into a major international confrontation. The war ended in a 1953 armistice, not a peace treaty, leaving Korea divided by a heavily fortified demilitarized zone. a tense border that still exists today. The Korean War left lasting scars, with families separated and ongoing hostility between the two Koreas. The conflict's legacy continues to influence global politics and the lives of millions on the peninsula. A divided peninsula from Cold War to globalized era. Post-Korean War, North Korea adopted Juche, isolating itself and developing nuclear weapons. South Korea transformed into a vibrant democracy and economic powerhouse. Despite shared history, the Koreas remain divided by a fortified border. Reunification talks have made little progress due to mistrust and ideological differences. North Korea's nuclear pursuits have led to international sanctions and diplomatic efforts. South Korea promotes dialogue and economic cooperation for peace. The Korean people share a common heritage and hope for reunification.